Hello everyone! This is Loopyless and welcome back to Planet Zoo, where I have another speed build video for you today. And this one is gonna be all about the Arctic wolf. I was so excited to make this habitat and I was really gutted that I wasn't able to do it before Christmas, but it's here now. And I really hope you enjoy it, and if you do, feel free to hit that like button and even subscribe if you haven't already, so you don't miss any more Planet Zoo content by me. Arctic wolves live in the Arctic regions of Greenland and North America. They live amongst the Arctic tundra on land that is covered with ice and snow, except briefly in the summer months. They also occur in the Arctic region's glacier valleys, northern rolling hills, and ice fields by shallow lakes. Arctic wolves are a social species and live in packs numbering 7 to 8 related animals. Within the pack, there is a very complex social order, and every member has his place in the dominance hierarchy. Each wolf knows his position through body posture communication. So with there being 7 to 8 wolves in a pack, I wanted to make sure that this habitat had plenty of room for that many wolves. I tested it out with 5 to 6 wolves, I believe, and there was still plenty of room left over to add more wolves in. So if you do download this off the workshop, which the link will be in the description below, then feel free to go to the max pack number, because I think it should be absolutely fine. There should be more than enough space and you'll be able to see them running all the way across, and it's amazing. And sometimes they'll collect together and just walk with each other or run together. It is really beautiful, and there's so much room for you to be able to see that in this habitat. So I've made this habitat with snow in mind, since these are Arctic wolves. The intention for this habitat is for it to be completely covered in snow. I usually build these snow habitats without snow just to get a feel of what the terrain would be like without snow, but the main intention for this one was for it to be completely covered, which you will see a little bit later on. So this is definitely intended for more of a tundra-based zoo. So let's talk a little bit more about the Arctic wolves themselves. The pack leader is a male, and usually only he and the dominant female mate. However, all pack members share the responsibility of looking after the pups. As most of their prey are active during the winter months, these wolves do not hibernate. Their prey consists of muskox, Arctic hares, and caribou. Unlike other species of wolf, the Arctic wolf really comes into contact with humans. This means that they do not face the threat of hunting or persecution. However, the greatest threat to the Arctic wolf is climate change. Extreme weather variations in recent years have made it difficult for populations of muskox and Arctic hares to find food. This has caused a decline in their numbers. As a result of that, this has reduced the traditional food supply of the Arctic wolf. So a little bit more on the habitat. The main reason I wanted this backdrop of the cliff and then them running around at the front is because I thought it'd be very, very nice to see the wolves on a background of white. The visitors be able to look over the little fence there that will be placed there, won't be just a null barrier, and they'll be able to just see the wolves against the white, and I think you will have such a beautiful effect. Also, I really, really wanted a cave. I'm gonna be really honest because, yeah, I just really like caves, and the fact that I have it in the middle going up a slope, the visitors will be able to see them going up and down from the cave. I think the slope is a little bit too high, so the visitors won't exactly be able to see into the cave and see the wolves sleeping, but that kind of gives the wolves a little bit of a break from being watched constantly. Oh, another difficult thing that I had with this habitat was not being able to use foliage. There is no Arctic continent foliage available, which makes sense, it does make sense, but it's a little bit gutted because I do love placing my foliage down. But you know what I made up for that with? I made up with it with rocks. So you can't take my rocks away from me. I am placing down those rocks, and I totally made use of them. I really made things look a little bit better without it just being like plain white. I added a bit of a difference on the terrain, and you'll see it in a little bit, but rocks, I love rocks. I know I've said this so many times, I probably say this every single video, but rocks are your friend, and use rocks, basically. They really, really do help. And these ice rocks are so nice to use. I was so happy that they exist in this game. And to put them in the water, I think it really does have a lovely effect. I better stop talking about rocks now, otherwise I will be continuing for the next 5 minutes on how good rocks can be in a habitat. Just take my advice, just play around with rocks, make rock structures in the habitats that you make. It really does have a good effect when you are unable to use that much foliage. So here's a couple of interesting facts about Arctic wolves. They can reach 3 to 6 feet in length and 75 to 150 pounds in weight. They have a white-coloured thick double coat which prevents freezing in the extremely cold environment. The inner part of the fur is supposedly waterproof. The Arctic wolf is smaller than the grey wolf and has shorter legs, smaller ears and shorter muzzle compared with other types of wolves. It has padded feet which facilitate movement across the frozen ground. They truly are built for the conditions that they live in. Information about the evolution of the Arctic wolf continues to be debated among the experts. It is believed by most that they evolved from other types of canines more than 50 million years ago. It is also believed that due to the Ice Age, some wolves ended up in this very cold region. Those wolves were able to develop anatomy that allowed them to adapt to the extremely cold temperatures. They also learned how to survive on fat stored in the body instead of needing food as often as other species of wolves do. As you could see just there in the habitat, I have made this kind of rock platform in the middle of the habitat. The reason for this was I thought the visitors would be able to have a very lovely view of a wolf if it was to walk up there. Later on, I ended up putting another lower platform next to that for them to feed from. When it comes to making these habitats, you really want to put yourself in the shoes of the visitors. It really does help to see it from their perspective in how you actually create and preview the animals. For instance, the backdrop of the cliff you can see is covered in snow and it makes for a lovely backdrop rather than it just being flat snow. It really does make a difference. I know this is merely just a video game, but it is worth thinking about these things. What if you were visiting this zoo? What would you like to see? What would make you go, wow? It's worth thinking about because it might boost your creativity and it might boost your imagination to think, oh, I'd like to see this. Oh, I'd like to see that. Seeing it from another perspective will help you a lot. Even lowering the camera down to where the visitors would be able to look in. Seeing what they would actually see makes a difference, and then you can move things around to make it a better view. So another couple of facts here for you just before we finish this video. When Arctic wolves hunt as a pack, one adult member will always remain behind as a puppy sitter. And when it comes to the wolf pups, they are born with blue eyes, and these will later change to a brown or gold colour. Like many other animals, such as domestic dogs, Arctic wolves have a mechanism that maintains their paws at a temperature lower than the body core. This minimizes heat loss in them, although they are in contact with the frozen ground. Blood going into their paws heat blood that is leaving, preventing the core from getting cooled by the loss of heat through their feet. The feet of ducks and penguins have similar mechanisms. Okay, just finishing off a few little bits for this habitat and then we are completely done. Are you ready? Let's go see the Arctic wolves in their brand new habitat. And here they are, the Arctic wolves ready to explore their brand new home. And my goodness, are these animals gorgeous. A big thank you to Rachel Hoving for recommending that I do an Arctic wolf habitat. I'm so glad you recommended me do one because I was totally hoping that someone would. I love these animals and I'm so happy I could make one for them. But let me know what you guys think. Could I have done something differently? Let me know in the comments what you truly think of this habitat. And don't forget, if you do want this habitat in your game, it is available in the comments below. You'll find the workshop link there. Until next time. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you could like, comment, subscribe, share this video, I'd really appreciate that too. And I will see you in the next video. Take care now. Bye bye.